World back at it once again, Instant Classic 8. I'm not sure if you all have heard, but pro wrestling, professional wrestling is back. This past year has been rough. And if you're like me and you stuck it out with whatever various wrestling company that you watched, there wasn't a lot that was running weekly, semi-weekly, monthly basis. There weren't a lot of options out there. But AEW, in my opinion, held it down for 2020, coming into 2021. I am very excited about what's happening or what's going to be happening with this company here in the future. I thought, again, if you look at Dynamite from last week where they aired that little music video where they covered everything that happened in Daly's Place over the last, 14, 15, 16 months. They did a lot of shit. They did a lot of really good stuff. And, it was just exciting that they pulled off all of that stuff while they had no fans, or really not really many that people there. But now that, it's this company, I felt like they were heading somewhere really special right after Revolution 2020, which was an awesome show. And then they were going to hit Blood and Guts in a couple weeks. Would have been like 10,000, 11,000 people in that arena. And things were going to happen well, and then the pandemic hit, and we just have to just sit by and wait. And I've been patient with this company. I think they've done really well. They're not perfect. They've done a lot of stuff I'm not a big fan of, but I feel like they've had the most competent wrestling product, especially through this pandemic. I mean, this company could be dead right now, but what they've been able to pull off has been really special. And tonight, they're finally back on the road. They were in Miami, Florida, for tonight, AEW Dynamite Road Rager. I thought this was a really good show. I thought that the show started slow, but it peaked very much near the end. I will say that there were some peaks throughout the show for sure, but it was able to peak at the end with the main event for the tag team titles. I just thought this was a really good show, and again, I'm really excited to see what's going on with AEW here in the future. We have, I was just curious, and I'm sure he was, I'm sure the company was, I'm sure everyone out here listening was the same way as, who was over when all this stuff hit back in 2020. The people that were over then, are they still over now? Hangman Page. This dude, without a doubt, after tonight, I mean, we saw, obviously, he got cheers when they had the people at Daly's Place, and then at the pay-per-view Double or Nothing, he got a really big reaction. But we're in a different place. We're in Florida. Well, we're still in Florida, but we're now here in Miami, and he gets a really good reaction coming in for the save tonight. I'm all in. I don't know, that's no pun intended, but I don't know what their plans are when it comes to Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. Obviously, they're building for that. It could happen at All Out. That would be awesome. Will Hangman win? I don't know. Is it a little too early for it to happen? I don't know. If he were to win, I think this will definitely work, though, because I think a lot of people are ready for that. And again, I could definitely get with the program of him failing again, not only failing against Kenny Omega like he did back at Full Gear, but also failing against Kenny Omega for the World Championship, which he's already failed for. So I could definitely see them going that route. But again, if they want to just, give Hangman the belt right now, I mean, I like Kenny Omega for sure. I love Kenny Omega, but I wouldn't be disappointed at all of that. But very excited to see where the story is building up to. I just think it's being awesome. The promo last week with the Dark Order and Hangman was just so good. It was so good. But yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting to see. Obviously, new faces. We had Andrade El Idolo debut this week. The match was okay. I guess maybe a little ring rust. I don't know. I just feel like over time, once he gets some matches in him, obviously he's going to be working for AEW, but he's going to be working for other companies as well, including AAA. And they're going to have that match with Kenny Omega at Triple Mania, and I cannot wait. This Forbidden Door stuff, I'm telling you, man. Like, if Japan can get a situation taken care of, bless everybody over there. They got to get the situation taken care of. But if they can do that and we can get some exchanges between New Japan proper talent and Ring of Honor and Triple A and Impact, and if Ring of Honor wants to get in the mix, I just like this could be something super super special. But been patient. Continue to be patient for sure. Hopefully Japan, everything gets well over there. But in the meantime, between time, Andrade El Idolo is in the Ring of Honor, and we can see some awesome matches coming through here in the pipeline. We can see some awesome crossovers with different companies, of course. Again, maybe a little ring rust tonight, but that's fine. But again, an awesome new face to see. Another new face that we saw tonight was the debuting Malachi Black, also known as Tommy N, Aleister Black. He's in AEW, and that's just sick. His 90 days wasn't up, but I know I've been reading with Sean Ross Sapp and others that, some people have been getting out of their 90 days, and that's been sweet as well. And man, that's just like this roster is just becoming something really, really good. And granted, I am all in, again, no pun intended, but I'm all in on the homegrown talent with AEW, your MJFs, your Sammy Guevaras. They had an awesome match last week. I've watched that thing like 3 times. MJF, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, Ricky Starks, Hangman Page, of course. There's a lot of homegrown talent that I am interested in and that I would love to see featured more prominently. Even like the women's division for sure. Taya Conti, Hikaru Shida, Britt Baker, Chris Statlander. Like I want to see these, like Serena Deeb, obviously Thunder Rosa. There's talent, homegrown talent, or maybe not even homegrown, but they're not coming from Vince. But you have that talent that you're really interested in seeing. But when guys like Andrade El Idolo and Malachi Blacks and other names to hopefully be mentioned in the future, when you have an opportunity, Ruby Soho, hopefully she's one for sure. When you have the opportunity to get talent like this, you got to be a smart business person and go and get this talent. I thought they were going to get Joe. Obviously, Joe went back to NXT. That's cool. That's no problem. But this is talent that you have to take the chance on. And people are going to be like, oh, WWE is just like TNA, hiring all the WWE people. No, because a lot of the people that TNA got were a little bit past their prime for sure. And then when they got some people that they could use, sometimes they use them well, like Kurt Angle, but sometimes they don't. And it's just a big mess. But this is like talent that's kind of been untapped. Like Andrade could be a real big star. Malachi could be a real big star. Whomever they decide to bring in. You have these other guys that they can work with. Wardlow could be a really big star. MJF is on his way. There's a lot of guys that you could bring in to help the new talent for sure, but also get them over as well. And I'm just so excited. And it's really looking like AEW is going to become a premier destination for talent, and that's going to be really, really awesome to see. Just because, I don't watch WWE. I hear about what's going on, but I don't watch it, and it sucks because I know some of y'all out there are still watching that stuff every week, and I feel bad for you because all I hear is that the show sucks, and people say that Raw sucks, people say SmackDown is really good. From what I've seen, is they say it's really good because Raw sucks, and you compare it to Raw, and it's going to be really good, but a lot of the stuff on there doesn't really seem interesting. Roman Reigns does, but this is not a video about WWE. But either way, they have those talents, and they don't really do a lot with them. So again, that whole WWE reject. Hopefully, people aren't using that word, but you've heard it before in the past. Hopefully, that's not the case here. Again, this is talent that if they're available, you just got to go get them. So that's exciting. Really excited to see what they do there in the future with either of those guys for sure. The main event was, again, crazy. It was the tag team title street fight with the Bucks versus Penta and Eddie Kingston. Bucks ended up winning. It was a great, crazy match. Not as great as last week's. Not as great as last week's main event, but it's still really awesome. And obviously, the big thing with tonight was just the crowd, man. It was just cool seeing the crowd. And, if you've been following the business of wrestling returning closely like I have, you'll know that this episode was like the lowest sold show, I believe. Like the first show was like the one that had the least amount of tickets, and that crowd was live tonight. And maybe it's just the building they were in, but either way, that crowd was super super hype when Malachi Black came out there. That crowd just went absolutely wild. And they have Texas in a couple of weeks. They're doing freaking Boston and Chicago. They're doing a lot of stuff coming up, and it's just going to be really exciting to see. But again, this crowd, I think that was the biggest point of this show, was just the crowd. And they were just, again, it started off a little slow with that Cody match, and but it ended really really hot for sure. And again, it's going to be exciting to see. They have we're building towards a couple Fighter Fest in a couple weeks, Fight for the Fallen, the debut of Rampage is next month. I think it's like a month from now. That's exciting to get another hour of AEW, proper AEW on TV. It's exciting to see crowds on AEW Dark and Elevation, just because those have been really cool shows, entertaining at times for sure. Just to see like all the different talent they were able to bring in to take a look at, and obviously let people get reps in. So it's definitely exciting to see that show Elevation with the crowd. I think Dark, they said they're going to start holding it from like a specific location, which is interesting as well. So that's going to be cool. We have the pay-per-view coming up, All Out. Double or Nothing was awesome. I'm sure everyone saw it, but that was an awesome show. A little long, like most AEW shows are, but honestly, it was just cool, and it ended really on a really good note. All Out is in Chicago. I would love to go. I'm going to try my best to get there, but that just looks to be, if they do Hangman and Omega, that's going to be a giant match. And there's a lot of stuff on the table, a lot of people that could potentially come into this company. We've seen a lot of the old school vets, Christian Cage, Paul White, Mark Henry. You've seen these guys come in, and I said to a couple friends that when these guys are coming in and they've been in that WWE locker room and they have good rapport with the talent in the roster, like they can legitimately be like liaisons between AEW and the WWE locker room. It'd be like, hey, when your contract's up, like you should definitely be taking a look and see what's going on over here, and just like all the positive and from energy that you've seen and heard from this company. It's a delight, man, and it's really awesome to see. I'm super excited. I'm hoping, again, the Japan situation, hopefully things get better, so New Japan can get back on board. We'll see if they have that second Tokyo Dome show. We'll see if they do G1. WWE, I'm not watching it, but glad that they're getting out of the Thunderdome and getting in front of fans. Just some of that stuff I've heard, it's just going to be interesting to see them do it in front of fans, just to see the reaction. But they're doing interesting stuff. Big SummerSlam show coming in Vegas. That's going to be cool. The AEW has the show in the Arthur Ashe Stadium, which is just the coolest place. Like why didn't we do this earlier? That just sounds so awesome. And yeah, man, wrestling is back, and it's really really awesome to see. Again, for the people that have kind of hung in there and just watched these empty arena, low fan attended shows. It's just been a struggle, but we've been able to power through. And again, I feel like AEW 100% did it the best. Like no one compares to it. Like nothing that WWE or NXT could compare to it. Obviously, Ring of Honor didn't do a lot. New Japan was just up and down. AEW held it down for 2020, 2021. So very excited to see what happens in the future. I'm going to come on here and give my thoughts pretty often on it. But let me know what you guys think and what you guys are looking forward to. Until then, Instant Classic 8. Peace.